Here's a little find I stumbled onto last year in the fall of last year. That would be the fall of 2025. I usually eat and buy a lot of watermelon. I cut it up into cubes and throw it in Tupperware containers or sealable containers in the refrigerator and munch on it. It's usually gone within a couple of days. So I like to buy a whole one. But the problem with the whole one is you gotta cube it up. And my chef's knives just aren't big enough to go through a whole watermelon in one slice. And then I started checking Facebook Marketplace for used watermelon fruit knives and doing research on them, and they're $50 to $100, and it's like, geez, no. Too expensive for a one-off piece of cutlery that, although I would like to have it. And then I was in Harbor Freight, and lo and behold, they had this machete. And I saw that machete, and here's the sheath for the, it's a nylon sheath. And I saw that they had this machete, and I was like, holy crap, that would work perfectly. And it was on clearance for like, brand new, for $5 and change. Now the only problem with it was this top section right here, this divot cut out section right here, had serrations on it for like sawing through branches and stuff. And very sharp, obviously, if you're going to saw through branches. And so I bought it, and I brought it home, and the first thing I did is put the angle grinder on it, and I ground off the teeth for that serration and rounded it really nice with a flap disc. So that's smooth now, and I've sharpened it on a Sharp Pal diamond stone, which is under this thing right here, and it is, well, paper cutting sharp right now, which will do fine in a watermelon. I'm sure that the stainless steel blade isn't anything all that great, but then I'm not shaving hair with it, and I'm not shaving body hair with it or whittling hairs from the top of my head. I'm just trying to cut a watermelon. So if your household uses watermelon and you're tired of dicing up watermelons with short little weaselly knives, keep an eye out if Harbor Freight still sells this machete, because for $5, oh my goodness, stainless steel blade, so you don't have to worry about it rusting. And if you have a hone, hold on a second. You won't have to sharpen it all that often if you have a hone. One of these doodads. If you have a hone, you can run the hone across it and bend the edge back in place, and it will last a season probably between sharpenings, even if you do a lot of watermelon cutting. But anywho, I figured I'd show that because I was just stunned. I was like, that's the perfect use for that machete. Handle's plastic, not going to rust. Stainless steel. And all you got to do is grind off the teeth for the saw on the top with a simple 4.5-inch angle grinder, and spend a nice job doing a nice manual sharpening on the blade to get it so that it'll cut paper. And voila! You've got yourself one hell of a cheap watermelon slicing knife. Alright, talk to you later, YouTube. Bye.